Good morning, my name's Chris. I'm from the number one support workers advice line. Please bear with me. I hope everything's going well. Today I'm going to talk about Respite. Respite's a professional holiday for clients. We need to make sure that it's the best holidays, one of the best holidays ever. From the planning process to um, dropping off back to back to home for our clients in residential or psychosocial support settings. They don't get away much, and they certainly, when they are away, they're not treated the best. This should be one of the best holidays ever. Introduce the idea of professional new staff coming on board with clients. It's going to be refreshing in that they get to make new friends, that they get to hang out and do new stuff in new areas. Really talk up the new staff that are coming to assist with the holiday. If it's team members who volunteered to go away with the client, then talk that up and make sure that you send more than one person with the client because of just transfer, like the way that people relate, and giving people a break. So everybody needs a bit of a holiday. And yeah, hopefully you can justify taking more than one team member or having somebody meet you on the other end as well if you want to link with a local service. But have a think about how that can work for you. But it's got to be one of the best holidays ever with some of the best people ever. That's what we're aiming for. Talk up the benefits of the holiday, of being in a new environment, getting to check out this site or this site, research on YouTube with the client on your iPad, what is in store, what are the attractions of the area, make a itinerary, get one together, bit of an agenda of what to do during the week or however long the person is away for. Get good. Make sure it's a good fit out. So, if we need to take our own extra blankets and bed furnishings, or if we needed to take we need to ensure that we can get hold of any commodes or any sort of shower assistance equipment that needs to go along somehow, or source it on the other end from from the government ran or local equipment, health equipment place. You can get all that as part of your planning. Make sure that the client has good and quality items in their own kit, as far as good luggage, good clothes, some nice clothes, some mucking around clothes, maybe buy some new clothes for the occasion. All the sunscreen and hats and things that you don't want to buy when you're traveling, you want to take with you. Yeah, of course, packing as normal. But being so the client has the ability to be proud of their belongings when they're unpacked on the other end, and taking care to stow things away in the cupboards, and yeah, just being really mindful of promoting pride in our own things when we go away, and having good quality items. From the intake, from the exit, so the intake into the holiday to the whole execution of the holiday should be top notch and should be pre-planned, and there shouldn't be an issue. And that's part of your job, is to assist the person to plan for contingencies as well. What if something went wrong? Where's the nearest emergency services? These sort of appropriate things we need to know about where we're visiting when we've got vulnerable health systems or low sort of self-care capacity. So creating options on what's out and about in the community, ensuring that the client's presented with activities which will, resonate with them, but they're not just stuck on to someone else's agenda, so they get a say in what they do during the day, whether it's going on that trip in the morning or resting that afternoon, and really listening for how much rest that the client needs when they're on their holiday. And that should all be in the ISP, and the plans, the risk management plans should all encompass how much rest the client needs, and make sure everybody's on top of that, so we're not it should be the best holiday ever, to really zone in on the needs of the client. Creating community access options and the staff that will accompany the client on those, if there's an outing down a park that's available, or walk around the park, maybe mixing that up a bit and having one staff member on this day or one staff member on that day. Assisting the client to experience different environments with a different person, so more variety in that. Do your research on where you're going and what activities are available and what the client might like. Do your research on the destination and what's available there. Home delivery. If you want to investigate how you could get a pizza delivered to a person's hotel room or wherever they're staying without your interaction, maybe get some takeaway food delivered and set up a movie night for that person in a cabin on their own, just in a caravan park, or however you want to structure the holiday, and you're on the next one, so you're available and your phone's always on, of course, if you're accompanying somebody in a different area, because you're on call basically for that client. So, but being able to sort of set up that instance of, we'll get your pizza delivered maybe, or some takeaway delivered, and it'll just be dropped at your door and you can grab that and have yourself a night in. I think that's an interesting concept, is allowing a person with a disability or psychosocial support sort of needs, is to having a bit of time on their own, and us enabling that as their care team. So home delivery is an option, and that how the support worker will back off. Like really, the supervisor and team leader and people who know the client before they embark on that, who've been working with them for X amount of years, or should have an idea and some have some sharings with the support workers who are going to be on the ground, and share that, how we can enable a bit of time out for the client on their own. Maybe they can watch 2 or 3 movies in a row one afternoon. Things like this. So swapping the care team, if you have that option, and that sort of high level advocacy has happened for the client, we need to mix up support workers. We can't have, it's not ideal for somebody to go away for a week and be the sole carer for somebody 24/7. We need to ensure that we can access support on the other end, or that we can have a swap within our own team ranks. Somebody could come and join us and we go home. We could have a swap halfway through. That's a healthier, more risk-averse sort of way to care for somebody. The risk of just being it won't be the best holiday ever if a paid carer is just with that client for a week on end. It won't be the best holiday ever for a number of reasons. All accounted for medically, the ISP, the risk assessments, they're all safely stowed away in the luggage of the client. The client knows they're there. The client has signed off on these ISP's risk management. What to do next? If there's a BSP involved, then that's going to take a lot more in the handover process to the specialised respite service that they're attending. But as far as everyday care and activities of daily living, we're fully across the ISP risk assessment, behaviour support notions that are in the person's individual support plan. That's all highlighted and we're on the same page. Who to call when things go wrong. So there's the inner as a service provider has their policies on who to call and who to ensure knows about incidents that happen, who to call just to help de-escalate situations or if there's any uncomfortability for the client. Getting home, planning on how we get home as expediently as possible, and really having somebody. But support workers who are bright and bubbly is a no-brainer when they're working, and when they're kept well. When support workers can enjoy their work because everything's clear about what to do, how to do it, who to talk to, and everybody's happy and comfortable. So making sure that the reflections on the holiday are kept upbeat. Then when the person gets home, the person might want to crash for a bit, might want to just have a bit of, a couple of days to recuperate from the best holiday ever. Making memories, of course, along the whole way. As support workers, we should be, with permission, using our tools to take photographs and document in various ways how good the holiday was, and then collated, really work on a collection of photos and then sharing that with the client and giving them the photos. But always, in the end, with all of this work, is making sure that the handovers are really positive and strengths based and because that's the most respectful way to talk about somebody, and that's what works. And when people notice that the handovers are positive and that the respect continues in the handover, and they see signs of that when they're starting to engage with the new support workers who come along, they see that the attitude is open, the attitude is happy, bright, bubbly. When you're on for those 8 hours a day, you are paid to build relationship. So making sure that all discussions and case conferences with clients is a no-brainer and is one of the number one things you have to do as a support worker. Okay, well, thanks very much. That was fun. I hope, so we'll just come up with a few more, and I've got to get to 35 for the algorithm. Thank you.